All right, here we go back at it again, getting you set for this first week of December, final month of the year. And now things are going to start to get crazy. Just a couple of tips. We're starting with Turfway Park. Anything is possible. Never second guess yourself there. Always believe in yourself. And of course, at the end of this year, we'll start in January, and then we really start to focus in on the newly minted 3-year-olds getting ready for that old crazy road to the Derby and the Oaks. But first, let's deal with the devil. Turfway Park is back. And it's becoming a bit easier to understand because as long as you understand how competitive it is, it won't be as frustrating as it has been in years past. So let's get down to business. Wednesday is going to be opening day at Turfway Park. They got a snowstorm coming through, but most likely they'll be fine by the time they get to Wednesday. And look, it's always crazy at Turfway. Everybody knows this. But it does make some sense if you have an approach. I have an approach. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I have an approach and I want to stick with that approach. My approach is a couple of things. I look for runners who obviously have experience at Turfway Park or runners who have experience over the synthetic surface somewhere else, whether it's Presque Isle or Gulfstream Park or Woodbine. And then I look for speed. I think speed is super dangerous at Turfway Park. The closers also can do very well. So it's all about finding that combination. In this first race coming up, race number 1, 6.5 furlongs, maiden claiming 20 to 30,000 is your tag. 12 runners in the field with the alsos to the outside. A lot of good horses that are interesting in here. I'm going to take a chance in this first race, and here's what I'm talking about. I'm going to go with the 12 Sakata. This runner debuted maiden claiming at Churchill last month. First time out, going 6 furlongs, comes out of the gate slowly, sits back last, makes an incredible run. Not like, it didn't seem like it was a horse that was really trying all that hard. Just seemed like naturally just gobbling up ground and passing horses in the stretch. James Graham's a really good rider. But now you tell me you're going to put Fernando de la Cruz on this runner at Turfway Park? I love everything Fernando de la Cruz rides. And I think this horse has a great chance to make that move. There's cheap speed in the race. They're all maidens, but I think this one has a chance to run them all down, and we will not get 8-1. He'll get bet down. He'll probably be 9-2, but we'll take that, and that's totally fine. From there, we're going to move on. Race number 2 on the card. 1 mile claiming event, $5,000 tag. 12 runners will be let in here. So you've got all these runners. These runners have won before. Race Day Rebel, Race Day Rabal, whatever you want to call that runner. That's the 2. They've got some speed. Then you've got a runner like Crep Yarns, sorry, that's 7. Putting those blinkers on, probably going to show a bit more speed. Ransomware's got a tiny bit of speed. But the horses that I like, as you take a look at what's happening, Pritchard gets Fernando de la Cruz and does have some speed, but it's cheap. Holcomb, the 11 is an intriguing closer that's never been on the synthetic before. Link to Destiny will get play. That's Wesley Ward. A runner that likes to sit and make the move. I think it's extremely dangerous and very appealing. However, I'm going to go in a different direction. We think the 9, Burning Leaves, is the interesting choice in here. And so what I've said about the things that I look for, I want runners with experience over the synthetic. Burning Leaves, you look at those first, not the first, but those 5 that you see on the screen there. Not bad over the dirt, right? At Oaklawn Park and Prairie Meadows. Not bad. But then they get to Presque Isle and things change. And I feel like, okay, this runner probably is going to do better closing on the synthetic. And I'm a huge fan of J.D. Ramos. He's a really nice rider. Nice late kick here. We get 9-2 morning line. We'll probably get 7-2 when it's all said and done. Burning Leaves is the selection in race number 2. Race number 3 at Turfway Park. 1 mile claiming event. Non-winners of 3 lifetime in here. And so what we've got is a closer, real fast to the inside. Haley's Dante is also a closer. You know, Final Denial is a runner that's going to sit just off and is very dangerous in here and probably going to be your post-time favorite when it's all said and done. Dreaming Bro is a closer. Batter Up is a closer. Look to the Cross is a closer. Span is a closer. Vast Horizons, presser, right? Then you've got the 9, Evening News. I like the performances over the synthetic. And I really think that this runner is going to get what they need here in this particular spot. Omar Villarreal, I think, is a really nice rider. I think he does a really great job on the front end. I've seen him steal away a couple of times, so I think he's very live here. I like this runner's early speed. I like the performances on the synthetic. 2 victories at Turfway Park, front running style. And I think they'll get what they need on the front end, which is they'll be alone. And, you know, it's tough sometimes at Turfway with speed, but I think it holds up here in this race. Evening News, the 9, is your 7-2 morning line choice. I think the horse ends up being, it's the second choice in the morning line, sorry, third choice in the morning line. Probably going to end up being, yeah, I think they'll stay third choice because Real Fast and Final Denial will get the play in this race. But I like Evening News, the 9, with the speed to the outside. Then we get to the fourth race. This is the only race where I feel like I'm taking a chance. And here's what I mean. Race number 4, mile and a 16th claimer, $7,000 to $8,000 tag, 12 runners in here. There's a lot of good runners in this race. And there's some speed. You know, day trippers are kind of going to be up there close, not necessarily dictating the pace, but up there close. My brother Keith is a closer. Stride, the 3, has some speed. Jazzole, the 4, definitely has some speed. Juanita's Express is a runner that does a great job coming from off the pace, and I think they're going to factor in here for sure. That's my second choice here in this race. Then you've got Leave It to Kitten. Probably a presser or a stalker. Succession Gold is very interesting. The 8, Shankar, presser, stalker. The 9, City of God, deep closer. Saint Antimo, that's the 10. Got a little speed to offer. Nacho Chrome, another closer that's very intriguing. Noah's Ark, speed to the outside. And if Rocket Hot Shot or Tapping Your Blue Jeans get into it, they're both closers, but Tapping Your Blue Jeans probably got some speed to offer. So here's where I'm taking a chance, and you'll have to go back and watch the race replays for the 7, Succession Gold. Yet to win in 4 starts over the surface at Turfway Park, but I still like the way he's been running when he's been losing. And I want you to go back and take a look at the 2 performances off the layoff December of last year at Turfway Park. I thought they were very nice performances. Just happened to run into a horse that was incredible. Step On It is a ridiculous closer. I mean, ridiculous. And just ran right by Succession Gold after Succession Gold made really winning moves in the stretch. I like the horse coming back fresh. I like the way the horse runs off the layoff. I think the horse gets something to run at here, and I think that they will make it work. 20 to 1 on the morning line for the selection that we're going to go with here. And that horse is called Succession Gold. And this is a runner, everything that we mentioned is right there. 20 to 1 morning line, everything you need to see. Those performances at Turfway Park, you see those first 2 coming back off the layoff. I like those running lines. I like what they did on the turf as well. And I think this sets up perfectly for them. And coming back off a little bit of a freshening, having not run since September the 20th, I'm totally fine with that. I really like that. And I think they get something to run at. It's the only race where I'm like, okay, I'm taking a bit of a chance, but I do like the way the horse has been running, and I do think the horse will respond. Of course, if we get to that particular point, we're probably going to play a pick 5 early on. And if we get to that point and our horse doesn't run well, you know, it's just one of those things. It's Turfway Park. You got to let that go. It's difficult, I know, because you'll see your horse making a winning move, and then all of a sudden you're like, what just happened? Yeah, that's Turfway. But you just need to be right once. And if you're right on opening day, especially in a pick 5 or a pick 4, that's going to carry you pretty much all the way through the meeting. So that's how we started off Turfway Park's opening day in Florence, Kentucky. They will have some serious snow coming through, but I don't think it's going to impact the opening day card, and they'll be ready to go. All right, that's how we do it here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, I'm Ken Rudulph. Good luck and enjoy whatever you're into.